which is the storage, in this that is the storage device, which is just simply a memory. Like in your brain has a memory where you store every data that you see, that you encounter, that goes on in your life. So in doing so, you see that when you dream, the dream becomes an unwinding process, a process of unwinding of all brain's activities, the coding, the interpreting, the reinterpreting, the processing, the reprocessing, arranging, rearranging, and management of the brain system, the memory system, the storage system device that is in your brain, to be able to effectively and efficiently be able to serve you. So in doing so, we have come to see that this is what the researchers have also found, that there is more than just a brain there doing some work, but also the dream is a very clear and important component of it. So because of that, it will be difficult for somebody to say that the brain and the dream that is physical, that resides here in the brain, within your mind, about all the activities and things that you do in your natural normal life, is a message from God. Unless you look at it as a message from God, being an act of God, being part of what God has designed, but not within the context of what people, most Christians, most believers, most ministers interpret the dream. They look at it as in a way that every dream is. Every dream is not, because the dream could be an activity of the brain. And if you look in, I think I saw a research that is done by American Psychological Association, and if you look in volume 40, number 4, that was published in 2009, you can also see, and I can, let me put, I have it here, about what the publication says. It says, I quote, word for word, Domhoff's neurocognitive model helps explain the neural and cognitive basis for dreaming. He discusses how dreams express conceptions and concerns, and how they are consistent over years and decades. He also shows that there may be limits to understanding the meaning of dreams, as there are many aspects of dream content that cannot be related to waking dreams. Even among the that cannot be related to waking cognition or personal concerns. So what this is saying, that the scientists are describing a brain activity called dream. So when you look at it, you can say that in that case, that even those believers that say that dream is a message from God, they may be right, but not within the context of what the dream is. It's different from the dreams that we see in the Bible, which is God Himself sending a message to you through the dream. And if any minister is telling you that, do not listen to them, because that's not true, it's not supported by the Bible. So we're going to look into the scriptures to be able to separate both activities, which is also supported in the Bible. The Bible tells us about the dream that is a normal brain activity, and also the dream that is a revelation, a message from God. God is speaking to you, God communicating to you. Is the reason why we read Jeremiah chapter 3 from verse 1 to 11. So that you can see that God communicates to you in different ways, and one of them is dream. We also have visions. We have other ways that God communicates to you. God can send an angel to come and appear and speak to you. So there are many ways. But the dream, as a spiritual gift, is something that is different. In your understanding of the dream, which is a brain activity, you can understand it from the context of the biases of your mind. So, in order for us to be able to understand and make that difference between the dream that you have as a person when you go to sleep and the one that the Lord Himself uses to communicate to us, we have to look at it and separate it that one is a divine dream, which is the one and a message that is from God to His children as a way to demonstrate His love for you and His message to guide you so that you do not stay in course, so that you can prevent certain things, so that you can be able to succeed in your life, so that you can be able to overcome your enemies, as you can see in the book of Matthew, where the Lord sent an angel in a dream to Joseph to prevent a situation. And therefore, in understanding and interpreting such a dream, it is very important for you to also see that you have to use a spiritual form, using the spirit of discernment in order to interpret and understand it. And this is a process that grants you access into the divine realms. It's a process that is of a supernatural, that has some supernatural power that is responsible for it. It is devoid of human interference. There is no human interference in such a dream. If a dream is a divine dream, if it is a communication and a message from God, it has no human inference, meaning that you will not interpret the dream from your mind, from your thoughts, from your understanding. It is solely given a divine meaning. The interpretation of the dream is simply a decoding of a divine wisdom. So when somebody says to you and they want to interpret a dream, they begin to look at it literally. Then the person is not interfering with the message. So such an interpretation is not a message from God. It has been corrupted. It has been corrupted by the thought process of a man. It's been corrupted by the interference of the interpreter. It's been corrupted by an inference made by the interpreter.